Hi guys, so this video is a review, a complete review about Planet Fitness. Um, some years ago, when I was trying to join a gym after I'd left a few times, because some of the other gyms are just crazy expensive. I was at Gold's Gym, I was at Maryland Athletic Club. There was another private small one like near where I live. It was open 24 hours and stuff like that. And I believe there's another one. They had a lifetime membership and things like that. I think that one went out of business. I can't remember the name. And of course Planet Fitness. And for me, the biggest complaint I have was just the cost, the sheer cost to use some of these places, and I wasn't really using all the amenities. The most I think I paid for a membership, and I did it only for 1 year, and that was $70 a month. And yeah, I could afford it. And yes, they have great equipment, and yes, they were open 24 hours a day. They didn't really have great parking and public. The locker room wasn't really private. You kind of like in there with everybody, and sometimes it was uncomfortable, sometimes it wasn't. Um, but when I decided to join Planet Fitness, the one thing that turned me off was the judgments free zone, but there's a big ass sign that's judging people. And I understand the premise of the sign, but like I mentioned in another video, if you change the word lunk, the lunk alert thing, with nigger, or gays, it would have a completely different connotation, but it's exactly the type of connotation they're portraying, you know. Um, but and it seems mainly geared towards men, so it's also sexist in a way, because some of the things up there, the tank tops and gallon jugs, is primarily associated with men. That was one of the things that kind of turned me off. And then I looked at some videos online, people putting it down, and then they're serving candy and shit like that, and pizza once a month. Now, when one of my athletes used to go there, and I saw he brought pizza one day, I say, "Where you got that? You broke?" Say, "Oh, it was free at Planet Fitness." I say, "What?" That was really the first time I ever realized like a gym giving out food, like junk food. So it had its little quirks that kind of was surprising, but the price, you cannot beat the price. All right, there's no commitment, and they have promotions. You pay sometimes they have promotions where you pay $1 down, $10 a month, $20 a month if you want their VIP, where you could bring a guest for free, which is unlimited. So it's like you're paying $20. It's like, and you're bringing somebody every day for free. It's like 2 memberships for $10 each anyway. And they have access to like tanning session and massage and sitting area and things like that for people looking to, with a VIP club membership. But overall, the $10 membership give you, most people, everything they need. One, you get the workout, and you get a shower, change your clothes and leave fresh to go to work or go do whatever you do. Now, what I will say is that, like I mentioned in another video, if you're looking to go pro, but you're now starting out, Planet Fitness is a great place to start, because the weights are not crazy heavy, but over time, as you develop your muscles and you push yourself to the max that they can offer, you could always walk away from Planet Fitness, paying less, and then join like a more like hardcore gym where you have access to much heavier weights, and then continue training there. Either way, it'll be economical for you. One of the signs that they have there is like you can't coach anybody, which I think is a little ridiculous, because sometimes you see when I joined ones, you see a lot of people doing some shitty stuff. and like stuff that they could hurt themselves with. And but I didn't really see anything different from any other gym, except that, you know, the lunk alarm thing is there, and I understand the premise because they don't want people slamming the weights because that is distracting. You know, a lot of people grunt and whatnot, but they don't be slamming the weights and just dropping the shit. You know, being all loud, not necessarily to be noticed, but a person should be able to control their weight all the way back to the ground. And my humble opinion, when I train my athletes for boxing and we have them lift weights, they control that weight all the way, have to be in control all the time because I want them in that mindset. All right. Plus, you get a lot of gains from the reverse. When you push something like this, you make there's good. It's a good workout, but you also get workout on the way down. Most of the muscle break down on the way down. Like if you're doing a bench press, if you do it slower and control it down rather than just bring it down and push it back up, you're losing. That's half of your. You're wasting half of your exercise basically because you just drop the weight. All right. Now, when I do like ankle lifts on the stairs with some of my athletes, I tell them just drop, don't bring it down gently like they try to. But the purpose of that is for them to keep their balance because now they jerk, they drop because like gravity forces them to keep their balance and therefore they engage your core. But typically, it's always good to, on whatever you're pressing out, so you do just as slow on the return or a little bit slower. You can go a little bit faster, but you're losing out if you just drop the weight back down anyway. Or you do a deadlift and you just drop the weight. You're losing half the exercise by not going down with it and controlling the weight back to the ground. So I understand their premise for it. As far as the muscle shirts, not so much. I mean, I guess with a muscle shirt, if it's like a spaghetti strap thing and your body, you're sweating and you're laying down on the machines, that is a hygiene thing. But they have things, the sanitation stuff, you can wipe stuff down in every gym. And a lot of like powerlifters and big bodybuilders, they go and they wipe their stuff down. So I really don't see that part, but I could understand with the dropping of the weights and the loud noise and stuff like that distracting everybody, because the last thing I want to do is be pressing out a heavy ass weight, especially if it's a free weight, and somebody drops something and just like kind of like startled me for a second, even though I've never lost concentration when someone do something like that. But I've seen it happen where somebody drops something and somebody else is lifting at a time and it threw them all off and they got injured. So I understand that. But the biggest thing after the price, and that silly lunk alarm thing, because that particular gym I was at, I've never heard it go off. And I've seen people grunting and really putting in the work, and that thing never went off. So I think it's more of a deterrent for people that's going to act really stupid. And, in that sense, it's a good thing. But I think it needs to be reworded a little differently, because it has this thing, like this kind of thing, like it's okay to be judgmental to certain people, but not to the masses. It's kind of like being separate but equal type thing that the Jim Crow era used to have. That's what it reminded me of. But the biggest selling point where I joined at one time was that there's no commitment. It's open 24 hours a day. And the place is clean. But most importantly, the bathrooms, the locker room, at least the one I was in, had private stalls where you could change your clothes, change into your gym clothes or change out of your gym clothes into your civilian clothes, so you could go about your business and not be in an environment where people are staring at you, especially if it's by someone who are of a different sexual orientation but still look like a man. But they're there only to get the eye full. I like that. Now, if you're uncomfortable with your body and stuff as well, you can change in private locker room. Their bathroom all of the showers had either a curtain or a door, so you could shower in privacy and not to be have people staring at you while you try and take a shower. Like it's just it's because it's just more. I think they made it comfortable for everybody. That was the first time I ever saw that in a gym, and it really, um, it was really the first time I thought, wow, this is really nice. Um, I didn't realize I was uncomfortable before. I was told, well, you had to accept the fact that that you'll be in a locker room with gay guys and they will stare at you. Sometimes in a sexual way, even though they don't approach you or try to pick you up or anything. But you know, it was just it was what it was, and I'm not homophobic, so I didn't really care about it as much. But it was the first time I really felt like someone actually cared about a straight guy to give him a place where he could change his clothes. But I believe it was originally established with the privacy things, more so people that's uncomfortable with their bodies that have a place to change out and not feel that they're being judged. I think that was the premise of it, but it looks like it's serving another purpose, at least for me. It was for me. So things that Planet Fitness could improve on, they could keep the candy and the pizza and all that. That doesn't really affect me. I don't do a whole lot of cheating. If I do cheat, I don't really consider it a cheat because, like, say I eat some food, a salad, and I decide to eat 2 cookies or something once a month. To me, that's not a cheat. It was there. I ate it. Most of my everything else, 99.999% of my diet is point on. Now that I'm back exercising, um, so I'm not against the candy and the thing, because sometimes people might get there people with diabetes in there. They get low sugar. Yeah, and it's worse to have low sugar than high sugar. So nobody passing out in the gym because their sugar is low from putting in a lot of work. Give them a candy and they'll be back on their feet in no time. So I'm not gonna put that down. I'm not really interested in that. That doesn't affect me. There are a few things that I would like to see some improvement on at Planet Fitness, though. They need to have a few other machines, and it would be nice if they had like a steam room. They don't have steam rooms. If they had a steam room, I would gladly pay the $20 a month to join that gym so I could use the steam room, because that's still a steal. There are a few machines that I wish they had, like the one where you can work your neck, um, but I can do without it. They could have like a trap machine. I didn't see that at any of the Planet Fitnesses I've visited. I recently went to another one, actually a couple with a couple clients of mine, and I observed the place. It hasn't really changed. They still have the privacy thing is great, but all their stuff is basic. Their equipment is basic, but you can get pretty strong and buff in a place like that. In Plant Fitness, I've never been treated badly. The place is never packed, so you can sit on one machine for like 45 minutes if you want to, and get long enough rest in between your sets if that's the way your style you train. When I train, that's how I train. When the older I got, I start training more with longer rest periods in between my training, and I got good results. Um, my only problem was diet. I didn't really, I knew diet, but I wasn't eating right. And I was eating carbs with a lot of protein, and I was cutting out fat, and it yeah, it was terrible. But that's for a different video. But with those of you who are looking to join a cheap gym to get started, to get your feet wet, and you're uncomfortable either with your body or whatever, I believe Planet Fitness would be the best place to start. $10 a month with the basic fee and sign up fee. You can't go wrong. You quit anytime you want. Um, you can have a water bottle with you on the floor. They say you can't, but a lot of people carry it. They do have water fountains. The water doesn't taste bad. They have, I think, to fill your jug too at the water fountain. So as long as you're not being a real asshole with the gym, at the gym, you'll be fine. A lot of cardiovascular equipment, uh, and things like that. Now, this is 15 minutes, so I think I need to stop. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, and I am not paid by Planet Fitness. I just know, I understand their premise, I understand the business model of that particular place, and I understand the value that it has, and it's beneficial as, as long as you have an open mind. So, you guys have a good day.